Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Wine Tomorrow. I'm your host, Maribel Serrano. This is another solo episode on the topic of self-love. Now, why did I decide to do an episode about self-love? Well, we're hearing it everywhere these days. Self-love, meditation, self-care, wellness. It kind of all falls around the umbrella of becoming better people, having real love for ourselves. And it's become very trendy, although I'm someone who really, really strongly believes in the power of self-love. And only recently did I really discover what that looked like. So I used to think that self-love is just like, almost an arrogance about the self of like, yeah, of course I love myself. Of course, I'm not going to let this person do this to me. I care about myself too much. I love myself too much. I'm going to spoil myself because I love myself, and it felt like that's what self-love was, but I still wasn't completely happy or fulfilled. It's not until I really started taking the self-work more seriously and looking into who I was being with myself, who I was being with other people, that I was for the first time really able to experience true self-love. This is what changed. I was thinking about my life and how I'd grown up and everything that I have been through. And I realized that anything that ever hurt me or that ever made me feel less than, or anything that anyone said or did, or my circumstances that just made me feel like I didn't belong or like I wasn't worthy, or I was angry, was actually me reacting that way, choosing to react that way, and me bringing those emotions on to myself. Regardless of what other people said or did, I was the one who was creating those emotions, those reactions within myself. And a lot of the times they were very hurtful, where I would just feel like I'm not wanted, or I'm not pretty enough, or I don't have a voice, whatever it may be. I was doing that to myself. And I really had to understand that and really get that and realize that all this time I've had a choice and how I was going to interpret whatever was going on, whatever someone said. And I had to really take time to apologize to myself and to feel it, to really feel the apology to myself. Like, I'm sorry for ever making what this person said mean that you were not good enough or that you were not pretty. I had to have that apology conversation with myself and really, really embrace what it means to be apologetic to myself and to accept that in myself and to promise to never do that again. So what happens today? Well, we're all human, and sometimes something is said or something happens where I start to feel negatively again, and I remember that commitment that I made to myself to not make myself feel less than or feel unworthy or allow any outside circumstances to dictate any negative feelings that are going to just bring me down. Now, there's a difference between emotions that are just going to hurt us and emotions that are there to serve a purpose, right? If we made a mistake, if we did something wrong, it's okay to feel bad and take the steps to make things better and to apologize. But then something else is just someone saying something insulting or offensive and us crippling inside and making it mean something terrible about ourselves. That's the difference. That's the kind of negative self-talk and self-thoughts and emotions that we want to eliminate and make a commitment and a promise to ourselves that we're no longer going to allow that to bring us down. So what is self-love now? What is the experience of it? Well, it's so accepting. It's so accepting of myself as I am, imperfect, with flaws, and sometimes not knowing what's going on, whether it's at work or I'm out with friends or whatever situation, and being okay with it, like not making myself wrong and allowing myself not to be perfect, not judging myself. Okay, so I made a little mistake or I got this wrong. It's okay. I'm human. We all are. And then just being fully just in acceptance, and it's beautiful. It really is an entire different experience when you get to the core and take responsibility for any way you've ever made yourself feel. So that has been my journey with self-love. I hope you all got a lot from this episode. Valentine's Day is coming up in a couple weeks. I hope you all enjoy it very, very much with your loved ones. Tell people in your life that you love them, spend time with them, and enjoy the rest of the month.